Today I'll demonstrate Callvu's visual IVR capabilities in the Cisco IVR, and we'll take a look at how to set this up. First, a little bit about Callvu. Callvu is a lightweight front-end system designed to serve as an interface between your users and your back-end systems. Callvu is a low-code, no-code platform that lets you easily build, integrate, and deploy microjourneys across channels. Callvu is designed to work with your existing tech stack and existing data structures. Callvu is configured to your systems rather than your systems configuring to Callvu. Everything built in Callvu is accessible via a URL and is entirely web-based, so your users don't need to download special software or an app to access your microjourneys. This also makes Callvu extremely flexible, allowing you to place your microjourneys anywhere you could place a URL. It can be linked or embedded in your website or app, sent by SMS, email, chat, or messaging apps like WhatsApp, or even placed in your IVR like we'll see today. Before we get to how to set this all up, let's see the finished product in action. Let's say I'm a customer calling the service center to make a simple update to my account. Rather than being routed to a live agent, I'm given the option of self-service through the visual IVR. Callvu's unique capabilities allow us to keep the IVR engaged, which provides two benefits. First, we can give the caller additional voice prompts or information to help them complete the process on their own. Second, if the caller runs into an issue or needs assistance, we can route them back to the live agent. I'll dial our service center now.
Hi, welcome to my services center. You can press 1 to get on-screen account status. We have just sent you a text message with a link to update your account details. Hi, how can we help you today? Fill in your account details and save the changes. Your account details have been successfully updated. What would you like to do next? Please hold while your call is being transferred to an agent.
So let's take a look under the hood and see how this microjourney was built and how we set it up in the IVR. First, let's start off with the microjourney. Microjourneys are built in our Studio platform. Our home screen has all the microjourneys in this instance, and the account update journey is right here. Let's open it up and take a closer look. First, we have an overview of this journey, giving us a good representation of how a user would move through it and what options are available. From the screen view, we can see the different blocks that we could use to build our screens. We have text inputs, date pickers, dropdowns, radio buttons, and more. We even have file uploads and digital signatures. Everything is drag and drop, no code required. Configurations and settings are on the right, allowing us to do some basic styling and configure the settings for our integration. Of course, you can fully customize the look and feel of your microjourneys with the CSS input. This is the low-code part, but it allows you to match the rest of your web presence and style your microjourneys to your specifications. Our integrations can be reached by the toolbar. We have a whole bunch of API calls set up in this instance, and we can browse them from the main menu. Once you've set up an integration, you can use it again and again across different microjourneys without having to rebuild or replicate it. When setting up these APIs, it helps to have some understanding of how APIs work and how the data is structured, but the wizard takes a fill-in-the-blank approach, walking you through the process of identifying your API endpoint, choosing the type of API call, configuring authorization, and finally defining response cases and tailoring the data available in this API call. Pulling the API calls into the journey is very easy as well, so our platform walks you through the process. Simply select the API call you'd like to use, match the API parameters to the session parameters, and then select the next screen for the different response cases. Once the API is integrated, you can grab any of the data from the API call by adding a slash and choosing the data you need at that spot. Now that our journey is set up, let's add it to our IVR in the Cisco system. We'll need a little bit of information from the studio to set this up, so we'll grab that before we go. First, we need our organization ID and access token. If we go to our profile and click settings, we'll see those here. Now I have them intentionally blanked out because I can't share them. Your settings page will have values here and here. The third thing we need is the URL slug. This can be found on the preview page for our microjourney. We have a couple of lines of code under the integration tab. You can see part of the URL for this journey includes a parameter URL slug equals, and then a whole bunch of random numbers and letters. It's in either of the integration code snippets. Feel free to grab it from either. Now we'll go over to our Webex portal and start setting up our IVR. I have this one already set up, but we'll walk through the process together. The first thing we want to do is log into your customer organization and navigate to Service, Contact Center, Integrations. You want to add a new connector, give it a name, select Basic Authentication, and set the resource domain. If you're a fixed customer, your URL might be different here to reflect your company name. This is available on the Preview tab back in Studio. Now we're going to add some of those values we grabbed from Studio. First, the organization ID is going to go in the username field. Second, the access token will serve as our password. Copy those in, set the validation URL, and activate the connector. Now that our connector is available, we can create our flow in the Webex Flow Designer. First, we'll need to set the following string variables: token, started, caller ANI, and screen displayed. Token and started should be set to false. Next, we need to assign the variable caller ANI with the value of nowphoneconnect.ani between two braces. Then add a menu block with a voice prompt inviting customers to receive the text message to start the visual journey. You can upload your own audio files and select one here. This will be the message that alerts the callers to the availability of the microjourney in the visual IVR. If the caller presses 1, we want to send them a microjourney by an SMS. We want to select the connector we set up earlier, set the request path to setDynamicDisplay.json, and our method to get. This will get our microjourney and send it to the calling number to initiate the experience. We do need to set some parameters for the setDynamicDisplay.json. Here we see the key value pairs: folder, call phase, pre-IVR, phone number, caller ANI, file, start, token, start HTML5, and our URL slug. You might remember we grabbed these 3 pieces of info from the studio, and we've used 2 of them so far. Now it's time to use that last one and add our URL slug here. Just in case you forgot, you can find this in the preview of the studio in the integration code. Moving on, we need to set a unique session identifier on the token variable if the visual session has started. Otherwise, it will return false. We need to add a voice message stating that the SMS has been sent. We just choose our audio file from here. Then we check if the token is false. If it's false, the call can continue as a voice-only IVR. Otherwise, we're making an HTTP request to see if the caller has connected to the URL and started the visual session. We'll set 2 parameters, token and timeout. If the value is false, again, the caller can continue as a voice IVR. Otherwise, our visual session has started. Okay, now for the optional part. Callvu provides the ability to keep the IVR engaged through the visual call, giving additional prompts on each screen as the caller navigates through the microjourney. We do this by checking the screen the caller is currently on and playing a corresponding audio file for each. First, go to the Is Landing Screen Display block and set the following parameters. The key one here is the screen parameter. You can see here it's set to login. If we go back to our microjourney in the studio, we can see our first screen name is login. We'll set a condition to check if the screen is being displayed. If not, we'll route to a period of silence before the condition is checked again. If it is being displayed, we'll continue to play landing message, where we select the audio file that corresponds with that screen. We'll repeat this process with each screen that we want an audio message to play on through the journey. Finally, the visual journey can be terminated with an IVR flow or at the end of it upon hang-up based on the business decisions of the client that builds the IVR flow. In order to terminate the visual journey, an HTTP request set to setDynamicDisplay.json with the following parameters should be called. That concludes our demo for today. Thank you for watching.